Joey, I'm going to show you how to do the part that you turned in for 1.9a, part number 1. So you first want to go File, New, Part. And if you don't fall, like if I go too fast, it's no big deal because I'll put this video up for you. All right. So then start with a 2D sketch always. Click on whatever plane, but I always do the XY plane. And then remember that you can zoom in and out using your scroll wheel. You can pan by just holding in the center scroll wheel. Now you want to use the line tool to trace out your shape. Just approximately trace it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I think the height of this is 0.5. So I'm going to start at the origin and just kind of close. Then it goes out by a 1/4 inch or so, and then up by about a 1/4 inch. So we're just trying to get this close. Oops, that was wrong. You can do an undo. I was supposed to go a little bit further than that. It was supposed to go like to here. And then make sure it'll snap to perpendicular if you're careful. Okay. So I've got the general outline. Now I'm going to dimension the part, and I'm going to dimension it just like you did in your sketch. So heights from the base up each time. Now in your sketch, you've got this as 0.5. Is that correct? Yeah. And then next from the base up to here should be 0.75. And then the overall height is the last height that we need, and that should be 1. Now I'm going to do all of my widths. Let's see, you measured from the right over each time, which is fine. So from the right over to here. And if you looked at your sketch, I'm doing it like identical to what your sketch looks like. It's important to be consistent. I just missed one of the widths, but I'll go back and get it. I forgot this one here. Yeah, that dimension there. And once you've got it like activated, it'll stay activated until you like hit the escape. Like if you ever want to like get out of a tool, you can hit escape. And now that I hit escape, see it won't do it anymore. I gotta start with the tool. So we've got this fully dimensioned. I got all my heights, all my widths. So then I'm gonna hit finish sketch. I'm then going to hit extrude. Choose the shape, which there's only one closed shape, so the computer guessed, and I mean obviously guessed correct because there's nothing else. And then I'm assuming, yeah, this is 0.25, 1/4 inch. So distance A, 1/4 inch. Okay. Now I would color this in, and you said this is red, so I just highlight over the whole thing, click and drag, and then make it red. Check mark. And then what I would save this as, so save as, and you want to call this puzzle. Do you know how to create a folder? You want to create a folder. Okay, so you're going to save it in the folder puzzle part. And I don't know if this is in fact one, but whatever it is, red, and then okay. So that's your red part, but now you have a white part that goes on top of it. And since it's a different color, it'll have to be a different part in Cura for it to work out. So that's why I got to go File, New, and then Part. And so now I'm going to do a 2D sketch again, XY plane. This time it's a simple rectangle, so I can just use the rectangle tool. And it's, what is it? It's 0.25 point, is it? No. Oh, it's 0.5. I think it's 0.5 by 0.5. Yeah, I think it's 0.5 by 0.5. Yeah, I think it's a 1/2 inch. Let's see, because we got 0.25. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 0.5. I'm almost certain on that. Yeah. So once you got it dimensioned, hit finish sketch, extrude, extrude it out by 1/4 inch. Okay. And then this is the trick you're going to have to remember. Anytime you have a second color that's suspended above that base, we have to trick the 3D printer software by putting something back behind here to hold it up high. So do a sketch on the back of any of these parts that are raised, and it doesn't matter what it is. What I normally do is just make like a super tiny rectangle that you would never ever see when you print it. Finish sketch, and then just extrude that tiny little, and by 1/4 inch. So we're tricking the 3D printer by making this suspend above the other part. So that this leg will make it where it like holds it up over top. And then you want to make this white. Boom. And then make sure you do a file, save as, and now this will be part 1, but instead of red, this will be part 1 white. And then my recommendation, instead of doing one assembly that has like, oh, I don't know how many, you got at least 10 parts probably. Instead, I would do a series of assemblies and then bring them together. So what I mean is do file, new, assembly, and just assemble part 1 on its own. Yep. Oh, yes, that might be really easy then. Then you can reuse that. If it's just I think, yeah, a couple of them share it, so you don't have to remake that then. You could just reuse it, copies of it. Yeah. Which line? Oh, that rectangle on the back? So this is needed for the 3D printer. Otherwise, it won't float on top of your mushroom. It needs this like a leg. I call it a leg to trick the machine. So when you go to assemble this part, you'll want to place both the white, and I hold down control and get both of them at the same time. You can do them individually. Left click once, right click. Okay. So this is in the wrong spot. What you need to do then is constrain. I always do a mate and then 2 flushes is how I normally do this. So mate that surface up against here, hit apply, and then I'll do 2 flushes. Problem is this isn't actually flush, but we can do an offset. So I'm going to say this is flush to the top, which it isn't. It should be offset by a 1/4 inch. So 0.25. Sometimes you'll guess wrong. If it goes the wrong direction, then do negative. But I guessed correctly this time. Hit apply every time, and then do a flush now to this edge, which also, yeah, 1/4 inch, which is also, it might need to be negative this time. Oh, no, we're good. Always hit apply, and then X out of that, and now you're good where you can do a file, save as, and call this puzzle assembly part 1 Joey. And you can reuse that white part then. Just bring it in, next time you do assembly of a part, just bring it in again and reuse it. And that's how and then what you're going to do is at the very end, you'll do a file assembly and you'll bring assemblies in. You can do that. You can bring assemblies into an assembly. Or you can do them all at once within one assembly, but I always think that's too much. I get confused when I do that. It's better to kind of break it into pieces. All right, I'm going to stop. Oh, wow, 9 minutes. Holy cow. What time?